Hello everyone, welcome back to our playthrough of Firefly the game. Um, Starting our third episode here. Well, in the last episode we had gone down here to Silverhold doing a delivery for Harkin, and we became solid with him. In the normal game, usually you tuck them over here, over beside the game in that little slot over here. I'm just gonna, because of the a slightly limited amount of space I have here, I'm just going to put everyone we have solid across the front of the card here. We have a little bit of maintenance and correction to do. The first thing being is that I miscounted. As they say, math is hard. I miscounted with the amount of money I needed to spend and to take care of in the last episode. We got paid, how much was it? Let me look at the card here. We got paid $900 for the last mission. So I've gotten 900 out over here, 500 and 100. So that's our payment for the mission that we went on. We started with 3,000, and if you go over here and look at the crew, we have to pay 1,000 in salaries, you see. So I've gotten rid of one of the thousands that we started with, so we're down to 2,000 in our starting money here, and then we're going to add in the 900 here from the job itself. So that will take us down to 2,900 now instead of the 3,000 that we started with. So in all intents and purposes, we lost basically $100 in funds on that trip, and then burned $100 in fuel as well. And that does seem like it is not really worth it. It does seem like it quickly is going to extinguish our amount of money. But remember, that is also a legal mission for the Alliance, so they don't pay a whole heck of a lot anyway. We are down here in Silverhold now. And while we're down here, we're going to take a look at the various things we can do. The first thing we're going to do, we can't do a deal. There are no brokers down here that we can get missions from, so there won't be any deals. So instead, we're going to go into a buy action, and we're going to look at what is available in the stack, and this is the discard stack. Remember, you can go through everything in the discard stack and consider those. And we've got Hillfolk, Dorlee, who is a member of the Hillfolk, and Jane. And whenever you're doing buy missions, whenever you're working with the stores, you treat the stores just like you do the patrons, just like you do the mission givers. You can consider up to 3, and you can take up to 2. So we are going to consider Jane, and we don't want Dora and the Hillfolk here. So we will put them back over here in the discard stack, and then we will draw out 2 more off the top to go over here with Jane and see what it is that we have to consider. So we have Jane there. He's our public relations guy, and he's a merc. Got 2 guns. He's got a warrant for his arrest, as you see. Time for some thrilling heroics. And he can carry up to 3 gear. But he is 300. So if we trade him out, we would probably trade out the interrogator for him. Trade out the medic for him if we were to take him. And in doing so, in doing that, we would have to pay $200 more every time we go on a mission, and we'd lose 1 negotiation. So that's one we're going to have to think about. The other 2 are, we have a GJ flash kill pod grenade, as you see, and it counts as an explosive. It's $1,000. Gives you the explosives keyword and gives you 2 weapons. The other is an explosive charge, and you discard it to count as an explosive. So it's much like the excuse me, it's much like some of the other things that we've seen where you have to discard the card in order for it to count. In this case, as you see, discard it to add explosive, or you can discard it to add a weapon. to a weapon roll after rolling. So those are your choices there. Okay, I'm going to look over them. It's kind of like where you had the alliance, the faked ID alliance, or the hastily made alliance ID papers. You know, one of them, the expensive one, you get to keep. The lesser expensive kind of homemade version, as you see there with the bullet in it, you have to discard if you want to explode it. So we're going to consider that for a second, and then we will be right back. Okay, welcome back. We have decided to discard all of the cards here in Silverhold, not to purchase any of them. Jane is nice. Jane is a little expensive though, and he really doesn't bring much. You know, he can carry 3 gear, but I don't have any gear right now, and I have 5 characters, all of whom aren't carrying any gear. 5 crew members, so we're going to hold off on that right now. Yes, he'd bring some more guns to the party, but what I'm really kind of looking for is to get a little more tech to the party, maybe. Bring that in and maybe buy a weapon that can add some more guns to the missions that we have. Plus, the medic has the thing where, you know, a third of the time he can save a killed character. So I think we're going to stay with what we got right now. So at this point, what we're going to do is I'm going to think about, I think we are going to head to Sinon so we can start making, excuse me. We're going to head to Sinon so we can start working on Badger's quest here, which is making the love connection. We have to go pick up a passenger in White Sun and go deliver him over in Boros, Georgia. So we've got to go from here up to Sinon and then go over to Boros over there. And I figure while we're here, once we hit Sinon, we'll maybe go over here to Persephone, see what kind of things they have both at Persephone to buy, and maybe check some more missions for Badger. And then once we head over here to Boros, that puts us in real easy range of going to Regina, seeing what Niska has, and seeing what Patience has. So I think that's what we're going to do right now. And we've got the skills for it. It calls for 2 weapons and a diplomacy. Heck, we could do this with just Malcolm because of that. So we'll see how it is. And being it has a companion bonus, we'll get an extra 500. Yes, an extra 500 for having Inara on the crew. So this one in itself is worth 2,300 to us. So we'll make a tidy profit off of that. We'll put it back down here, of course. Put it right there. So that's not active yet. We don't actually flip it over and start having it active until we actually start working it. So we're going to leave here on Silverhold. Let's see. So we bought, we've dealt, we don't have anything to work, don't have anything to deal either. So now we fly. So as part of flying, I'm going to take away another disgruntled token. So this is the second of our turns gone. And at this point, we've got 18 turns left. And we always take the flying action as the last thing that you do, because that always ends the turn, ends the round for you. So we're going to go down here. We're going to do a full burn to get to Sinon. So I'm burning another unit of fuel. That's another thing we may need to do soon, is start getting a little bit more fuel so that we don't end up having to just kind of mosey across the verse. All right, so we're going to head to Sinon, and it's going to take 4 movements, assuming that we don't run into a full stop or anything. So let's go 1 movement first, and this one's going to come off of the border space deck. Reavers on the hunt. Player to your right moves the cutter 1 space within border space, and then keep flying. So it moves 1 more toward us. Okay. Next up, we are going to go here into the alliance space. Let's get the next one for that. It's the big black and keep flying. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, if we move there and we get an alliance, it moves on to us, and then we have to run through all the stuff with the thing again. I think I'm going to take a slightly longer route. It's going to cause an extra card draw, which may bite us in the butt. But there's our third move, just to stay away from the Alliance cruiser there. Yep, there you go. Player to your right moves the Alliance cruiser once a cruiser patrol, and then we keep flying. So, yep, it would have moved right on top of us. So that was actually a good move there. Next space, this will be our fourth one. And it is a freighter convoy. All right, shrewd bartering. We've run into a group of freighters. We can purchase fuel for 200, parts for 300, and up to 3 cargo for 300 each, and then we keep flying. Or we can go pirate on it. We could do a moral crew, become disgruntled. We'd have to do a weapons check on an 8, which would mean, we got a 4, so we'd have to get a 4 higher. If we get a 1 to 7, we kill one of our crew members and go to full stop. If we get higher than 8, we'd load 3 contraband and get a full stop. Well, we don't want to go to full stop anyway. We're not going to purchase any fuel. We're headed toward a place eventually where we can buy more fuel. Parts, we haven't used any parts yet, so we're okay for that. And I don't think we're going to keep any cargo, so we will just use that to keep flying. So we move one more space. That is our 5th move here on the our full burns. We've gone the full burn, and we got another full keep flying. So we have made it now to Sinon, right over here. So at that point, we can start working. We'll get right down here. We will start actually working this particular mission. So now that we're at Sinon, White Sun, we can load 1 passenger. So I will grab a passenger over here, and we will load it into our ship's cargo hold. All right, so we've gotten a passenger token here, as you can see, and the passenger tokens, just like the cargo, if you flip it over, it's contraband. Passenger has the fugitives on the back, but in this case, it's just a passenger. We don't know why we're getting paid $1,800 to carry 1 passenger across the verse, but the fact that it has a companion bonus, well, it must be a general VIP of some sort. So since we're going to need to work this with a companion and all, I said Malcolm could do it just by himself because he has the skills, but let's throw Nara in there as well. That way we can have her working it, we can get the companion bonus, and we're going to take the passenger and put them in the cargo hold here. So there we go. We are now carrying a passenger. We are now working this so it stays face up. And we will start moving our ship again. As I said, we're going to swing by Persephone first, I believe. Persephone first? Yeah, I'm looking over here in Persephone. And there is Bree is there, who is a mechanic with some black market ties, can sell parts to any solid contact for 300. So I'm thinking we'll come over here, we'll look at Bree, we might grab the Crybaby as well, and we'll do some more shopping while we're at Persephone. And who knows, maybe even take a look at what else Badger over here may have, since he doesn't have anything in his discard anymore since we took those. So we are going to start moving toward Persephone again. It's going to take, once again, a full burn. So we are going to, it's 3 spaces away, so we're going to take 1 fuel and get rid of that. So we're down to 3 fuel now. We definitely need to restock up on some fuel once we get over here as well. All right, let us move 1 space toward it. We are going to draw an Alliance space card. And it says Family Dinner. Kind of you to share. We can spend 1 cargo, remove disgruntled from all the crew, and keep flying, which we don't have. That would remind me of Jane. Remember after Jane got busted? Yep, and there it is there. I'll be in my bunk. After Jane got busted, after he betrayed River and Simon, remember he bought a big crate of apples for the whole crew and got everybody happy again, because he was feeling guilty. That would be nice, but we don't have any disgruntled. We don't have any cargo. So we'll just let Jane be in his bunk and we'll keep flying. All right, we're now in the luck system. We've reached Pelorum there. Let's draw another alliance card. Big black, keep flying. And one more to Persephone. And it is a big black, keep flying. So we made it to Persephone. Very good. Now, at this point, once again, we got fly, buy, deal, and work. We don't have any working to be going on here. So we are going to do the buy action first. Fancy duds would be nice, but Inara already has fancy duds, so we don't need that one. So we're not even going to consider her fluffy dress. Bree is a consideration, so we'll put him down here. The crybaby is a consideration, so we'll put those down here. We're going to consider these two, and then we'll draw one more from the top of the deck. Ooh, transport, a four-wheel drive mule. Okay, so this one I'm going to have to think about a while. Figure out how much money we have. Oh, while we're doing that, I definitely want to buy some more fuel too. So I'm going to spend probably $300 on fuel. Go ahead and get that money over here. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to spend $300 on fuel and restock our cargo hold over here with a space and a half of fuel. So I'll take care of that too. And then we'll sit here and we will consider what it is we are going to buy while we're there. While we're there also, let's also remember, so we don't forget, we're going to deal with Badger. And since he doesn't have any in his discard, we can pull 3 out here and look at those to consider for Badger. Because you always pull 3 and keep up to 2. Okay, we may be working Badger's only legal mission as we're at, because all 3 of these are illegal. We got poking holes in Niska's plans, which we have to misbehave and then cover our tracks. Procure the postman's parcel, which we have to misbehave and cover our tracks. And takes my breath away, which we have to misbehave a lot, and we need transport. You see over here, that needs transport. That means we need something that has the transport. So that helps us think about what we're going to do here. Now, this may be cheating a bit because, you know, we do one or the other, but I was already strongly considering this one. In fact, I'm thinking that's where we're going to go. That's an awful lot to pay. That's $1,000. But we're going to get paid good on this trip here. And if we can do that, that's $3,500. So we could do pretty good with 3 misbehaves. And mechanic, Kaylee is a mechanic, so we get a bonus part, as you see there. Yeah, we're going to buy the mule for $1,000. And as you see, after completing a crime job, you load 1 cargo. So we get just completing any illegal mission, we get a free cargo for this. Plus it gives us the transport keyword, as you'll see, which you need for stuff like that. You know, needs transport. So we're going to spend $1,000 on this. So I will throw this over here, and we'll get $1,000 back in change. Get down to it. That's the 1,000. Yep, there we go. So we got $1,000 back in change. I'll get rid of these off the board here. Okay, and what was I doing? Oh, 300. So this is the 300 as well that we spent on fuel. So I'll get 3 fuel back and put it in my hold. So we've taken care of the buying now. I don't think we're going to go with the ship upgrade, the Crybaby. I think I'm just going to try and avoid flying near the Alliance as much as we can. Meta checks, black market ties. That's going to cost us an extra 200. Do I want to spend that? That's going to take me down to 1,400 credits left if I bring him aboard our ship. We'll do that. I'm going to spend a 5, get 3 back in change. There we go. Got the 3 back in change. And we are going to bring Bree onto our ship. That will round out our ship with a full complement of 6, full crew of 6 there. So that gives us a pretty good thing. And as you see, he can sell parts to any solid contractor for 300. Okay, that's added 200 to our crew cost, however. So now every time we finish a mission, we are now going to be spending 1,200 credits in crew salary. So we've taken care of that. We don't want the crybaby, so we're going to throw it over here in the discard. All right. And at this point, let me get these off the board. There we go. We are going to consider jobs. At the moment, we have got in our hand down here, we've got 1 active job. That's the one that we just started with the passenger. And we have 1 inactive job with Harkin. And we can always discard. So I'm now going to consider these and see what we want to do. We're definitely going to we're going to keep the one that has Take My Breath Away. So I'll take that away. Take My Breath Away. That makes me think, let's see. Yep, shiny new Atmo Prospectors, worth a fortune, just arrived. Clean air is a luxury those hicks just can't afford. So we're going to go to Murphy and steal their atmospheric processors. This should be immoral. It is immoral, so we're going to get some disgruntled if we actually do this. I'm going to bring that one over. We will have it in our hand. Remember, we can have up to 3 unactive ones and up to 3 active jobs. So we can consider 1 more of these, perhaps. This one is poking holes in this. We have to misbehave twice, cover our tracks with an 8 or higher, and if we miss, kill a crew member. If we succeed, we get $3,000. The other one is procure the postman's parcel. We have to misbehave twice. Then cover our tracks with a 6 or higher on tech, which we just got some more tech. So I'm thinking we're going to keep this one. This will be our third, procure the postman's parcel. It may bring us down. As you see, if we lose dual rep because we're at the Space Bazaar stealing items from I'm non-dual. So we have to be careful about this. So I will set it over here. We now have 3 that are inactive. I will put this one into his discard stack there for the next time we come by. Okay, so at this point we have bought, we have dealed, we don't have anything to work, so when we come back we will fly. And at this point we are going to head, since we've got the passenger at Sinon, we need to take them over to Boros. So we're going to have to do how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be 2 full burns to get over there. Okay, so next time when we come back, we will start on our first burn heading over toward Boros. And we'll see you then.